Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to 9 p.m. English News Edition. The headlines. The President of the Republic spoke by telephone with the American Secretary of State for Defense. A challenge of processing agro-postal product in Ivory Coast. Those were the headlines, and welcome to the national news. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Miguel, yesterday evening spoke by telephone with the U.S. Secretary of Defense, Mr. Lloyd Austin. The exchange between the two parties served firstly as a framework for drawing up an overview of the relation of friendship and cooperation between the two countries and people. The discussion were then extended to the strategic partnership that the two nations in the vital file of defense and security. The privileged nature of the military cooperation between the two nations, the United States' commitment to strengthening the strategic defense partnership strategy between the two countries reaffirmed Mr. Elio and Austin to President Mamregeli. He also took the opportunity to this telephone exchange to relay the official thanks to the United States to the President of and people of Djibouti for the support provided to the American nation last April as a part of the evacuation operation for American national cause up in the war in Sudan, and then to sell the Republic of Djibouti's invaluable support to the United States of America and international community in their effort to increase the establishment and pacification of this part of the world with the U.S. Secretary of Defense, Mr. Lloyd Austin. And now we have a climate change magazine, and it's 7% of scientists working on climate change believes that the Earth is warming due to the human activity. To fully understand mankind's responsibility in this phenomenon, we first needed to look at a mechanism that's the greenhouse effect. When the Earth is illuminated by the sun, its surface emits part of the radiation it has served back into space, except that greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide trap some of the infrared radiation emitted by the Earth and reflected it back. This helps to warm it up. Oil composition, deforestation, intensive agriculture since the Industrial Revolution, human activity have emitted large quantity of greenhouse gas, mainly carbon dioxide and methane. These gases are increasing in the atmosphere and are now reaching record levels. Their concentration of CO2 has risen from 217 parts per million at the end of the 19th century to 400 parts per million today. This is the highest concentration for at least 800,000 years. The consequences are dramatic: rising temperature, rising sea levels, increasing precipitation, drought, and ocean acidification. The consequences of which scientists are still an war. The socio-economic consequences of climate change are another concern for mankind. All the key sectors of society are being hit hard by climate change. Livestock breeding, agriculture, fishery, and the economy are all being severely tested by this climatic phenomenon. Food insecurity, precariousness, and the conflict resulting from the economic consequences of climate change are now a threat the world is once again facing. Hundreds of young people from Tachura region got together to carry out a first operation to clean up the beach and plant trees on all the artery of the White City as part of the celebration for International Youth Day. This year's theme was green skills for young people toward a sustainable world. The aim of this activity is to provide a forum for exception with a view to developing among young people a spirit of civic mind and a sense of responsibility and sense as well as raise awareness of environment protection and the need to save a care our rich biodiversity. Our rich biodiversity as well as raising the role of trees in the ecosystem and their role in the combating global warming and environment degradation. So once again, the young people have initiated a dynamic of prevention while playing the role as actor at the heart of a sustainable development. Therefore, the event brought together senior executives from the MGC, local councillor from the region, and several hundred young people from the White City who took part in this event. The governor of Tachura province, Mr. Mohammed Hamad Abbas, continued his inception and familiarization tour which he carried out to the district and village to the Tachura region. In this regard, the Wali of Tachura went to the district of Belho, accompanied by high-ranking delegation in order to stand closely on the condition of the local community living in this district. The new governor of Techura, Mr. Mohammed Hamad Abbas, received a warm welcome and standing ovation from by the residents living in the district. So the governor of Tachura province, during this tour, the governor of Tachura met with the people living in the opportunity to convey their assembly requested to the needs that are lacking in this aspect. In response to this request, the governor undertook to help and support the simple population living in this aspect, which reflected the improvement of living conditions for them. The governor expressed his full support for the community living in the SAP district and reassured them that fulfilling the request will be a priority in the future. Unknown Sebi in the framework of combating smuggling and of illegal goods, which negatively affected the national economy, managed the customer detachment tension in Al-Sebi province in close cooperation with the national policy. A significant amount of gas was seized, smugglers, cigarettes, and illegal drinks at the border point great. They confiscated a quantity of gas which is 64 bundles weight with 4,200 kilograms for a carton of cigarettes and 62 carton and no alcoholic beverage and 4 carton of a syrup vitamin also 4 carton of Jamjo milk were on their way to Djibouti city market illegally in accordance with usually procedure applicable in such a case. It was destroyed and they say they quantity immediately in the presence of the head of the custom detachment who he praised the distinguished the cooperation with the police force which led to the prevention without excess this shaping of gate in the capital. And now on Tuesday, August 8, 2023, a large-scale operation carried out jointly by investigation from Djibouti North Brigade and their colleagues from the Ompoli Brigade pertaining to the activity of a whole illicit supply of a cannabis herb in the neighborhood commonly known as a vitamin. Following the upsurge in the consumption of the narcotic among Egyptian youth, the Gendarmerie High Command has mobilized all and its judicial unit to wage a relentless battle against the whole sellers who supply the drug dealing points in working class in April. With this in mind, a multiple recidivists who had already served a prison sentence for the drug trafficking. The search at his home led to the discovery of 4 cabs of cannabis herb of in the and 64 aluminum package for the retail sale of cannabis of 55,000 foreign to cell phone and a machete. Placing police custody the alleged perpetrator of this drug trafficking operation admitted the charge against him. Referred to the public prosecutor, the alleged trafficker was so imprisoned in Gabot civil prison under a committal order. During the summer Souza tournament dedicated to the memory of the late Denmark came to the end this Tuesday afternoon on the Sora file, with a final between the Obo Football Club and the Elamo Football Club. The final of the Denmark tournament was a great success, attracting many spectators and showcases the talent and passion of local players. The fourth edition of the tournament provided to be exciting and competitive event. This year tournament saw the participation of several teams from locality Djibouti, Villa, Obo and Tachora. The event was attended by a number of officials from the region, and they included Mr. Ali Emir Kamil and Mr. Abdullah Rufa, the deputy director NPS, Mr. Ahmed Ali, the director of the region, Mr. Yusuf Abdullah, and director of the complex and training, Mr. Hassan Kaku, as well as the various community leaders of the region. As a reminder, initiative of this can are likely to bring out a new talent and meet the needs and expectations of young people, particularly in the field of physical and sporting activities. And for the international scene, the initiator of the is Ramaz Festival and at the stadium in Tromodi, a town in central Cote d'Ivoire, see the festival cultural showcases and even an economy pillar that will be a solution to implement it. The town of Tromodi hosted the first edition of the Nizrama Festival on the theme from production to processing of agricultural product, from production to processing of cultural product, with the aim of position to Lake District as a major economic hub, a space that interprets the region is a cooperative to showcase their handy crave product derived from local culture. That's it for this edition. Thanks for attention and a wonderful evening.